So why upgrade to the Fk8td line upgrade for the Honda CanFlex? Well, I'm going to show you today. The Honda CanFlex going in is not too bad as far as the fuel line going in. However, coming out is where we have the problem on the other side of the fitting. First, when the fuel is coming out, it has to come out and make a 90-degree turn, which in some cases doesn't seem so bad until you see the inside of this fitting. It completely necks down and then has to expand, then has to do 90 degrees, and then after it comes out of this line, the factory line is again smaller than even the regular 5/16 outlet. So your fuel is going from a large area to a small area to a large area, making a 90-degree turn, going to a slightly smaller area, and then stepping down again. That type of multiple step down is going to create a significant restriction, especially when you're going for bigger power at higher RPM. All Fk8td lines are Fregola. This ones in particular are a pre-crimp. So this is, as you can see, FPS, Fregola Performance Systems on the line. Now, why do I not just have a fitting directly crimped to here? One, this makes this future-proof, meaning that I could turn around and I can, for some reason, this line has, fitting goes bad for some reason, right? Some reason, some problem, we can easily replace this fitting. Also, if you want to change on the high-pressure pump side, say you have an XDI or full race pump, and you want to connect it directly via 6AN, well, you can't do that if I give you a fitting that is permanently attached to this line, which makes this 6AN removable. Believe me, these lines do not leak, all right? You tighten these, they do not leak if you tighten them properly. I have never, and I mean never, had one leak, even in racing track settings. They are fantastic. Don't think just because something's one piece that makes it superior. Also, these are what's coated by a DuPont Hytrel coating, which, and the PTFE is what we call conductive PTFE. What does this mean? In a non-conductive PTFE scenario, it can build up a static charge on the outside of the line. Well, generally this isn't a problem, but yet what if you have to service the car for some reason? You may run into a situation where you can build up an electrostatic charge on the line, you take it off, and boom, a spark happens. And wow, we can obviously tell the disaster from there. Also, the Fk8td kit includes a stainless steel bracket. This is required. Why is this required? Because if you look, this bolts clean through to the original Honda fitting. And on this side, you can see the threaded area here. That is so that this holds the flex fuel sensor inside the bracket. Once you start removing this, the only thing holding it is some tension at the bottom here. This bracket, of course, is stainless steel. And also, in order to upgrade both sides, especially, meaning the tank feed line that I now offer, you must have that bracket on there to prevent any possibility of the flex fuel sensor popping out of the bracket. The tank feed line, another nice thing is that makes it so that the vehicle has essentially 3/8 internal diameter all the way through, all the way up to the high pressure pump. This creates a more consistent amount of volume with less changes and less abrupt turns in the system. Because this fitting here, just for reference, as I showed you earlier, the inside of this fitting is a neck down, which is smaller than this, which is smaller than this. And when we get to this point, we are not even going to be a comparison. The inside of this fitting here that you can see now, without a doubt, we are not going to have any type of restriction. I have proven this fitting, this exact fitting, to 680 wheel horsepower at 8,000 RPM. Yes, 8,000 RPM without an issue. And we didn't run out of line feed, we ran out of low pressure pump because we only had a Walbro 450 in the back. So thank you, and that is why you should upgrade to the Fk8td line for the Honda CanFlex, dealing with the 17 Plus Civic Type R and the Integra Type S, and there will be a link for the tank feed line as well below.